Good afternoon, everybody. This week I'm going to start a video series, a mini series that takes you guys along on an organizational journey. I work out of my garage and I just have too much stuff for it, is the reality. Between myself and my wife and her flowers, we just don't have enough space. So I've got to be as organized as possible, and I am absolutely not that at the moment. So what I want to do is pull stuff out and organize it, but there's a fly in the ointment in all this, and that is that I just bought a new used lathe. I bought a Powermatic Model 90 lathe, and I have been looking for something like that for quite a while that was the right price. It's going to have the power I need to do some of the bigger projects and just be a better tool for daily use. But the problem is I don't have room for it. I have two lathes right now already, and one of them I don't use. And so what I want to do today is I'm going to kind of just walk you through, this is where we are, and this is kind of what I'm thinking. And then the next garage video, it'll be some of the work of clearing stuff out and getting organized. And then we'll wrap up the garage videos with when we bring in the new lathe and we get everything in place and we try and make the space not only usable, but a space where I can video as well. Because right now, I always just feel terrible about showing the space in the background because it's so cluttered. So let me kind of walk you through and show you what I have in here and some of the problems, and then I would welcome input from anybody on, like, okay, what do you do with this and how do you go from here? I think ultimately at some point, funds permitting, I'll end up building a real nice shed for my wife and all her garden stuff, and then I can have the whole garage, which would help a lot. It would help a lot. But for now, this is what we got. So let's take a walk through and I'll show you. This is my older lathe right here. It is from 1936. And I mean, it is just a great old piece of equipment. I mean, they don't make machinery like this anymore. It is a heavy piece of cast iron. And I have it up on this stand, this real heavy duty stand. And as you can see, I've put offshoots on it for the grinder that I do sharpening with and the drill press. And it's great. It's a very utilitarian thing, but I don't use it right now. And so I think what I'm going to do is this here, this bedway for the lathe, I'm going to just take it off altogether. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this that spins the drive, and I'm going to turn this into a sanding station because I use this sanding wheel quite a lot in finishing the bottoms of pieces. And if I had just a dedicated setup place where it ran, I think that would be fantastic. Or where I could come and do other sanding. So that's one big challenge that I have to overcome is, okay, what do I do with that bedway? And I have space up above. You can see here, I have literally maximized the storage in this garage. I've got storage up above, and that's where the lathe was prior to it being, this lathe prior to it being brought out here. Now, the other massive problem that I have is all of this wood. So let's just walk around and look. Here, I've got wood stored and brought in. It's behind there as well. There's tons of wood down here. I've got wood out here. This is all blanks for the upcoming Christmas market. I've got wood stored here. I've got more wood underneath here. As you can see, there is wood everywhere. It's wood on the floor. And I largely know what's what and what is where, but it's in the way. And I have no idea what to do to solve that problem because I don't want it out in the rain. Over here, let me show you. So when you walk around this back of our house or the side, this is where I do all of the cutting. And I've got a ton of wood out here as well. I don't think my wife is overly excited about this space out here because it's infringed upon her garden. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of other options. The neighborhood association was not thrilled with me having it on the side of the house. And then I have this space for wood storage, and these are all blanks that are drying. Most of it's oak. There's probably some birch, some maple under there, but that's all wood that's drying for a variety of different things. I'm gonna have to figure out what I do with that as well eventually, because I need to cycle it through and use it up. And then this is just more scrap and firewood. So as you can see, there's just stuff everywhere. I don't use the table saw very often. It's just a small job site table saw. I use it probably once a month, so I can't very well just put it away somewhere. And then I've got my compound miter saw, and I use this all the time. So it needs to be in a handy area. Figuring all this out is going to be quite the challenge, I think. And a little aside here on some of the tools. I had a remodeling business and did that for years and did custom cabinets. And I always bought top of the line tools, DeWalt tools or Milwaukee. I bought the top of the line stuff and it was great. It lasted, it did a good job. But with tool improvement and design and then some of the merging of companies, I am a huge fan of some of the less expensive products now, things that I don't use all the time, like this Ryobi, the Ryobi tools. They have been great for me. If I used them every day, all day on a job site, I don't know that that'd be what I want, because ergonomically there's some things, but they have been fantastic. And if you're setting up some sort of business where you need equipment like that, I'd encourage you to, you don't need to spend a fortune on the Milwaukee and the DeWalt stuff set up initially. I'm just really pleased with it. It's been fantastic for me. There are tools that I have that are top of the line stuff because they last forever. I have this Lee Nielsen plane that has been fantastic, and I've had it for years. You can't buy better planes. Anyway, I just, that kind of came to me as we're walking through here, and I thought, it might be worth talking a little bit about that. So I have this workbench area over here, and from an ergonomic standpoint, let me walk you through here. So I have the lathe that I primarily use right here, and size-wise, if this thing had enough power, this is perfect. It just doesn't have enough power. The setup I have here with the lathe, and I've got tools here that I use all the time and tools here that I use all the time. And then I've got finishing supplies right above there with collets and that sort of thing. So the ergonomics of this setup is just fantastic. I've got the sharpening right behind here with the drill press, the chop saw. And then over here is the workbench where I do a lot of assembly and things like that. And then I have another workbench over here, which is largely a collector of junk. And here I've got the microwave I use to dry stuff and, drill bits. I just need this better organized. I've tried over the years to do some of that. I've got stuff hanging up on the walls. I've got shelves everywhere. So from an ergonomics and how you move around the space, I like it. I don't know that it really needs to change, but what does need to change is all of the clutter, and this area over here where I've got the old lathe, because we've got to make room for the new one. Kind of what I'm thinking is that in this space where the chop saw is, I'll have the new lathe right there. So I'll have the smaller one here, and I'll be able to turn around and have the big one here. That's kind of what I'm thinking, so I can use this. I love this mat that I have on the ground. It's about 1 inch thick, and it saves the day. If I had to stand on concrete all day, it'd kill me. So I want to be able to just turn around on that same mat and use the new lathe, and then set this up here as a sanding station. That just leaves me, what do I do with the compound miter saw and the job site table saw? So I'll figure it out. I'm not going to figure it out today, but I wanted to give you guys kind of an idea of what's going on, what's coming up. Tomorrow I have a market at the American Legion. Tomorrow is Saturday. What is it? Saturday the 22nd. So you guys won't even see this until after that. But I'll be at a market tomorrow and then have a couple days to just get ready for the big Christmas market. And that is going to be really exciting. Downtown Lawrenceville on the lawn. The big news is that I'm actually going to have not only my booth, but I'm going to have my big pop-up tent next to the booth, and am going to be turning stuff live there at the market, doing custom trees for people, maybe some tops for kids. But it's going to be a great way to engage people, give people an opportunity to choose the tree blank that they want and let me make it for them. And it's going to help my fear of running out of product. That's kind of where we are with things. Please keep watching the videos, subscribe, send me comments. I'd love your input. I try and watch them as much as I can. Right now, I'm just like, the last few weeks I have been totally scrambling. So I appreciate everybody that participates and watches the videos, that reaches out, that says they've seen it. It's great. I like doing this. It's a lot of fun. I hope that it grows and this becomes a great way for me to connect with my customers. So I hope everybody has a great weekend, has a great rest of your week. Whenever you see this, enjoy your day, and I wish you the best. Thank you.